Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All Flight Sim members, welcome to another members only live stream. Today it's the 14th of March 2020, 2 minutes past 4 in the afternoon here in the UK. And yes, it's the fourth members group flight. Look at all of you here. Today, as you all well know, we've been organising this through Discord the last few days. We're flying from Oslo, Gardermoen to, how do you pronounce this place? Bodø? Bodø? I'll find out when we get the clearance. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch. But yeah, it's really exciting to do these guys. I'm really happy we've got lots of you here involved as well. We might be doing more in the near future with the coronavirus outbreak. Who knows what's going on? I'm sure all of you will very much respect my privacy because you're all the members. But I'll keep you posted in Discord with what's going on and stuff. I'm due to work still next week, but should all change, I'll let you know. So yeah, here we are in Oslo. I have a list, as you well know, in Discord regarding all the call signs, so I know who you are. We'll flash through that shortly. It's great to see some of you in the chat as well. Dot Wallop, you're currently doing centre checking in, streaming myself, fantastic. So you'll give us ATC coverage once we're airborne. The poor guy who's having to deal with all us lot is going to have a busy next 25-30 minutes or so, whilst we all get our pushbacks going and stuff. But it's great to see you all here anyway. Yes, Tim, nice and full in Oslo. Absolutely, very good. Right, so I'm on stand 20. I'm jumping into the sim now from Streamlabs. Who's this? Just push back here. We've got Alpaca. It's really hard to see that. 669. Who's Alpaca 69? That's another Gene. We've got Alpaca 79 here. That's phone news. Alpaca 298's just pushing back as well. We'll be right behind you, Jason, Ricky. Alpaca 3232. That is not on my list, but no doubt I know who you are, and you'll be watching the chat anyway. Alpaca 719. That is also not on the list, but that's fine. I know everyone doesn't always say they're attending, but that's cool. We've got an Alpaca 776. I can't see who that is, but I know a lot of the guys around here in the corner because a lot of you want to be part of the experience. Got Alpaca 05 pushing back here. Alpaca 621. That's Robson. Alpaca 14 Charlie. That is... Who's that? You're not on the list, or you probably are. I can't say. Oh, yes, you are. Who's that? Steve J. There we go. Alpaca 30. Am I going to go for every single one of you? It's probably 25 of you. Probably will. Alpaca's Liam. Alpaca 007 X-Ray's Daniel, because he's right next to me, as he always wants to be. That's me on stand 20. Alpaca 180 to my left. That is... not on my list. Oh, it's Atil. Yes, my American friend. He'll no doubt get the proverbial middle finger at some point during the live stream. And so on and so forth. If I haven't shouted you out, guys, I'm just going to crack on with the rest of the stream and get the clearance shortly. Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike, you're well on your way as well. So we'll catch up with you very soon. Cool. So here I am, all ready to go. We've got the jet bridge attached, and we'll jump on into the aircraft. So, as with all the member streams, guys, I'm pretty much ready, set up to go. I'm going to tune up the frequency now for departure, which is, I think it's Oslo said, so he's doing everyone there. And I'll grab the clearance in about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm just going to step through anything that you might want to have tidied up prior to departure, show you what performance I've got set, the routing, the usual briefings and stuff. I think that's the departure frequency anyway, unless we have more services. Yes, I've got Oslo West Approach 120450 tuned, and I think that's the frequency dishing out the clearances, but I'm sure I'll double check that later. Cool. So, stand 20, here's my Avitab chart coming up. I'll just show you the flight plan first as well. So you've got a copy of this in Discord. Fuel-wise, I've taken a little bit extra, just because they're sort of forecasting quite strong winds and snow up in Bodø. So minimum 6.4. I've actually taken 7.8, which is a considerable amount of extra fuel, just to allow for any hiccups or delays. And our alternate's quite far south. It's anyone that's Norwegian here, apologies. It's Trondheim, which is actually closer to Oslo than Bodø. That's our alternate. So the idea is if we get snowed up there, we've got plenty of fuel at 54 minutes, 2 tons of fuel to get ourselves southbound away from the nasty weather. I've got 120 passengers. That's given us 53.2. The routing, which I think you've all punched in identically, 19 right for departure, expecting a Ribby 6 Delta. I'll be cruising at 39,000 feet, so around an hour and 15 minutes or so, and then we'll be flying the Sierra Tango Mike 8 Charlie ILS-07 into Bodø. Again, the project fly overlay isn't working, so I think on your screen right now you have absolutely nothing displayed. I always get rid of the donation thing, so I don't expect any of you guys to ever have to donate, because you all considerably invested into my time, and I do always appreciate that, so that's fine. So yeah, nice clean overlay for you at least today. So yeah, everything's done, payload's done, fuel I've uploaded 7.8 tons. I'm going to get the APU booted up now. There we are, I can hear ATC.
19 right for the runway 7436 for the squawk. Alpaca 1.
I heard someone reading the clearance back, but I didn't actually. Oh, there we are. I can hear the controller now. So APU's boosted up. So yeah, taxi. As Tom Nudson's kept telling us, it's a straight pushback here. He knows this airport better than anyone else. And then I'm going to go out via Golf or Hotel up here. We've got the performance at Alpha 7 for runway 19 right. And for your performance, based on my takeoff weight today, it's 22k with, I think it was 45 degrees assumed temperature, which is straight from the Boeing OPT. 43 degrees, sorry, 86.4, flat 5, takeoff speed to set. And yeah, the departure's nice and simple, RNAV SID. Ribby 6 Delta, climb on 193 track, so that's runway heading. Then make an immediate turn 242 track to GM 442, 603 VEM in, all the RNAV points there. Again, reminding you that RNAV is required, and that's it. We'll contact Oslo approach after departure at some point. Well, we're already talking to Oslo approach, so we'll see what happens with the clearance. Right, so I think we're all good. Let's get the AP on the bus. Actually, it's very cold outside. Look at the temperature in the cabin. Yeah, sorry guys, we'll put the APU bleed on because it's a chilly 1 degree here in the cabin, so hopefully it'll warm up soon and keep everyone nice and toasty.
Alpaca 05, taxi to holding point runway 19 right.
And don't forget guys, I'm running the sim minus 4 hours, so it's 12:09 in the sim, not 16:09.
You are cleared for takeoff. Wind 200 at 18.
This guy is going to be inundated.
Approach, Alpaca radio check. First, Alpaca 69er, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 19 right.
Who's trying to get a radio check while someone's giving takeoff clearance? Not ideal.
Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike, direct to Pemus.
Someone's airborne getting shortcuts. I'll try and get the clearance here. Oslo, good evening. It's Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, stand 20.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, hello to you.
Request departure clearance to Bodø, please. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. I nearly gave that away.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, clearance to Bodø, runway 19 right, Ribbe 6 Delta departure, squawk 3544.
Clear to Bodø, Rippy 6 Delta departure, squawk 3544, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa.
Scandinavian 41 Charlie, taxi via
Stuart, well, yeah, I sometimes use occasional real world call signs. So, you know, I really want to be a real world pilot. I'm getting a lot of comments regarding my eligibility, no one believes it. I've had a lot of comments recently on some of my videos saying, no way that you're a real pilot. It gives their time to do this. It's quite a few of us. Sorry, so squawk 3544, we then confirm the departure, which is Ribby 6 Delta, which is set there, and altitude is 7,000 feet, which is set here on the MCP. You got it, Adam. Been pretty good. That's a good sign. You guys could tell I'm going back to work perhaps, because I've been in the sim this week. I've been using my genuine call sign. So I've got my clearance. I don't know how many else of you have your clearance, or how many else has departed. We've got a few Look, we've got some competition here. Alpaca Airways clearly causing issues for Norwegian, so they've chartered some more flights to try and compete. But look at this. This is clearly our main base, wherever we go. What on earth was that noise?
0,
yes, it's a VATSIM message.
1016 in the pressure.
Apparently, VATSIM is aware of an issue
Alpaca 298,
affecting frequency
line up and
changes and
wait,
currently
runway
applying a
19 right.
fix. Please not keep switching frequency back and forth. Okay. Well, let's get our push start.
Line up and wait 19 right, Alpaca 298. Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike, Norway Control, 118.87, goodbye. 118.87, Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike. Lufthansa 137, contact Norway, 118.87, goodbye.
It is 2 tons of alpaca flash mob invasion of Oslo.
875, goodbye, thank you. Cheers. Our shuttle 691, direct Bava.
Oh, I better do the better pushback actually before. I always forget to do that.
Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike, wrong frequency.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
So let's go straight back like that.
7 understand 174, request push and start.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
7, direct Oxat, flight level 7.
This guy is busy.
Sorry, 75. Climbing flight level is 210. Lufthansa 137. What's up, guys? Why are all of you I'm handing over to the next controller always speaking to me one more time? What's up?
What was that? I missed that.
Alpaca 69 identified ground transfer 210.
This guy, he's brave. Next time, right? And
all of you guys going towards control, as you probably understand, it will be some delay for departure. At the moment, I'm home alone, so this will take some time. I hope you guys understand that.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
So we might be here for a while, guys. Yeah, as I was saying, sometimes when we do these VATSIM events, we need to probably go somewhere where there's actually a proper event organised. We've got a ground frequency, a clearance frequency, a departure frequency. This guy is doing everything.
Alpaca 007 X-ray, pushback and start up.
Don't want to hi guys from centre. A lot of you might be not be able to contact me on voice. There's a bug with the VATSIM voice system right now. We're investigating it. Contact me on text. Oh dear. Yeah, Adam Calcock. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Excuse me. Is the Liverpool stream. Burak, you should sound like Sir David Attenborough to make people believe that you're a pilot.
Alpaca 01, hello to Bodø, runway 1.
Exactly, Tim, yeah. Tim and Edward can both remember the that flight.
The Ribbe 1, correction, Ribbe 6 Delta departure, set transponder.
That was crazy, I remember when Liverpool was really busy.
44.
Cynic HG, are you still using Active Sky? Yes, Active Sky is all on at the moment. Actually, I haven't discussed the weather, have we? Really nice here at the moment. 2 degrees, clear skies, southerly winds, QNH 1016, not bad at all. Right now in Bodø, drifting snow, easterly winds, 1 degree, not too bad. I think it's forecast to be a lot worse.
Right and wait behind the departing company. I've been waiting runway 19 right behind company. Back in the reverse.
Did he lift me up?
Approach Ryanair 82901, stand 175.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
I think we've done all that. We're just going to release parking brake thing.
2901, head out to you. Clearance to Bodø.
Oops, never started the flight.
19 right, Ribbe 6 Delta departure, squawk 3222.
Stuart Walsh, Daniel's just pushed right through Alpaca 30.
Delta departure and squawk 3222.
Oops, no problem. It's a straight pushback, remember. Who is this? Alpaca 30. Liam is a straight pushback. Well, there's Alpaca 298 taking off. Who's that? Jason Ricky, Alpaca 05. It's hard to find your call, so Ice Fire, so he's next for departure. And then hopefully we'll get away amongst the mix, and then we could try and work out how on earth we're going to enter Bodø without any ATC. Hey Snapshot, hope you're doing well. Sorry, I was meant to say hello to you earlier on Discord, but I was busy setting up this in the background, but I hope you're doing well. No idea how you're being affected by COVID-19, but I hope all is good with you.
Alpaca 69er, Try contact Norway on frequency 118.87. Goodbye.
So that'll be dot wallop, I think.
Alpaca 30, ready for taxi. Alpaca 69er, contact Norway 118.87. Goodbye. 118.17, Alpaca 69.
That's another Gene.
Oslo, god ettermiddag. Norshuttle 190, clearance coming. Norshuttle 190, stand by shortly. Break. Alpaca 298, identified, climb flight level 210.
Dot wallop. No, I love this. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you very shortly.
Flight level 290. Roger, 290, Alpaca 298.
And Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, stand 20, request push and start.
Okay, all stations on the frequency, it will be a controller change, so you guys just have some, just wait a little bit and we are back in business.
Oh well. That was bad timing, I was all ready to go. I'll wait for the controller to come back on. He definitely needs a break. Poor guy. All good, excellent stat shot, glad to hear. Cynic HG, is everyone flying the ZIBO today, or someone cheating on Boeing with Airbus? Someone did say, I think they were going in the TOLIS, but so far I see only 737s, which I'm very pleased to see. So, when do we know the controller is here?
Alpaca 05, runway 19 right, wind 20018, you are cleared for takeoff.
Adequate. I think you should use the Lama call sign to show who's the boss here.
Okay, all stations on the ground, approach is now closing, so all of you have to contact Norway Control on the frequency 118.87, but you guys are a lot of aircrafts on Gardermoen, so to make this as smooth as possible, just kind guys and call him with some patience. Thank you very much, and you guys have a happy flight towards Bodø.
Thanks a lot, bye.
See ya.
Right, so I think it's now Dot Wallop who now needs to deal with everything. I think he's had enough, clearly.
Oh
God. This is going to be interesting.
This went exactly how I saw it. First station you were blocked. Roger, 190, Gardermoen, clearance to come in.
I think that's Dot Wallop, isn't it?
Hello, clear to Haugesund, Atlas 3 Charlie. Oh, which side are you on right
Sorry,
now?
I'm meant to be staring at the seat, guys. I was looking at the chat.
By the Atlas 7 Delta departure, runway 19 right, cleared 7,000 feet, walk 2611. Come Atlas 10 Delta, 19 right, 7,000 and 2611 in the box, Oslo 1190. Skydriven 15%. Skydriven 215, sorry, via lip cleared ILS, runway 21. Lip cleared ILS, runway 21.
ILS 21, where's that?
Norway, Alpaca 888, ready for push and start, we are at stand 28.
Who is that? It might have been Richard.
Alpaca 888, Norway, hello. Push and start route QNH 1016. Straight, no, you're not straight push. Push and start route 1016.
Cynic HD, did you load enough extra fuel for 1 hour taxi? We've got plenty enough fuel, but I based on 10 minutes.
I didn't hear you. Blocked.
So I've got everything ready prior. You should do that when you have your close push start, but I've just got it all configured now ready.
Oh, okay. Oslo 691, maybe you should get a landing clearance then. Oslo 691, wind 200 at 18 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land. Copy, wind, clear to land, runway 19 right, North Shuttle 691, thank you. Norway Control, Alpaca 01 with stand 15, push and start. Oh, this is going to be so fun. This is the, you're also blocked by the way, but the only one I can hear is Alpaca 79, Alpaca 79, taxi, Kilo, November, holding point 19 right. Kilo November, holding point 19 right, Alpaca 79.
Norway Control, Alpaca 01, third time now, unfortunately. We are on stand 15, ready to push and start.
That's impatience. Poor top one.
Say again, stand.
15 for Alpaca 01.
Alpaca 01, thank you very much. Push and start approved. QNH 1716.
Start approved from QNH 1016, Alpaca 01.
Alpaca 30, request taxi to 19 right. Alpaca 30, taxi Golf November, holding point 19 right.
See if I can get in.
Golf November to 19 right, Alpaca 30. Norway Control.
Oh, I nearly blocked someone there. Strip plane set on holding point Alpha 9. 19 right, just off my nose. Might be in the queue before you.
293, request
Ah.
to Haugesund, stand 175.
Got no, and we got aircraft landing as well. On the
293,
traffic.
hello, cleared Haugesund, Atla. You're also on the west side, of course. Cleared Haugesund, Atla 7 Delta departure, 19 right, cleared 7,000 feet, squawk 2615.
Stuart Walsh is carnage. Yes, Andrew Sinclair, these guys aren't getting paid enough for this. Yes, they're doing this on a voluntary basis. But, they should probably feel like they should be paid up for that. FSX, no, what CSL do you use? It's the Bluebell CSL.
Scanner 215, runway 21, cleared to land, wind 187 degrees, 8 knots, report vacating.
21 clear land, scanner 215, report vacating.
Alpaca 05, identified 7,000 feet, climb flight level 390.
We're a plague.
Norway, Alpaca 23 Alpha, stand 24, Oslo, request push and start.
Tim, do you think the controller will notice if we just push back now? I reckon if we all just taxi the whole point and just say really fudge, you probably wouldn't notice. Best do it properly.
Straight push and start for you, approved.
Snapshot's like trying to get out a prize for all the Ascot call signs.
Shuttle 691, make it in, Alpha 6.
National 691, welcome to Oslo. For God's sake, don't taxi to the west apron. Taxi straight ahead, Victor Romeo, stand 42.
Taxi straight ahead, Victor Romeo 442, no shuttle 691.
Robert Sinclair. Yeah, I don't I don't watch any Twitch or streaming or anything like that, but I would quite like to see Dot on the stream right now.
Actually, there are going to be 2 of them, so give way to both.
I'll do that now for National 691.
Norway Control, Alpha
Every time I try and talk, there's everyone there.
Alpha 9 for runway 19 right. Alpaca 170, do you want to depart now, or do you want to wait for the other alpacas to depart in an alpaca flock? I'll take departure now.
That's brilliant.
Good choice.
Steve Medbus, you think you created this monster?
19 right.
Alpaca flock, I love that.
No Shadow 62 Hotel, ready to taxi 19 left.
Anyway, to be fair, if there's anyone just on VATSIM right now who perhaps doesn't watch YouTube or have any clue what's going on, they must be thinking, what on earth is going on? What are all these alpaca call signs?
Whiskey Zulu Sierra 19 left. No Shuttle 18. So, Haugesund.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, stand 20, request push and start.
Two other places on my
blocked.
I have not gotten a flight plan from you. Can you check that you filed one, please? Clearance Alpaca 84.
What are we going to get anyway today?
No, Alpaca Control, good day, cleared to Bodø.
Bodø, 23 Alpha got away.
6 Delta departure,
Alpaca
runway
888.
19 right, cleared 7,000 feet, squawk 2613.
Who's that? Alpaca 007 X-ray? I think you're going to be directly in the way of me. I thought you could go if you want, you don't have to wait for me. Alpaca Control, Dot Wallop's losing it.
Control Ryanair 8291, stand 175, request push and start.
Oh, Gary Coffey, you got it. You had to abandon too many problems. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I just prior to this stream, you know, with X-Men, there's so many things with desktop simulation to make sure they all work, the add-ons are updated, this and that. It takes a lot of setting up. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Good afternoon. Stand 20. Request push and start.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, Alpaca Control, hello. There's an aircraft blocking you right behind you. Do you have enough tail clearance to push, or do you want to wait?
I know it is. I'll tell him to move, but we're request push and start. We're fully ready. Come on, Daniel. Get out of the way.
Okay, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, straight push and start cruise, QNH 1016, caution tail clearance, with the fellow Alpaca behind.
Straight pushback approved. You'll move. Thank you very much, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Come on, Daniel. Let's get you to the whole point. Air conditioning packs off. Anti-collision data. Parking brake is set. Transponder now. There he goes.
Glad I got the cars out so you can start moving.
Daniel's always causing issues.
Holding point 19 right, Golf November, Alpaca, there's a phone actor.
Oh dear.
Alpaca 170, runway 19 right.
Right, is this all ready?
At 18 knots.
Why is it not pushing me back?
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Why has that not worked? Why is that not working?
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
There we go. Hopefully it works.
Start
There we go.
Back, and you may start engine.
Oh, we're on the way there. Yeah, Virak, surely he wants Alpaca 01. Alpaca does like to be holding my hand on these group flights, but it's fine. We'll let him off this time. We need ground metering. Daniel Company 5 for blocking the bus. There must be a forfeit. He has to fly the electric plane on next stream. There's Alpaca 170. Stuart Payne climbing out nicely. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for doing all this as well. It's really cool. Right, anyway, we better start our engines. Right, clear right, starting engine number 2.
Block.
There's Z2. Excuse me, guys. All pressure. And 1.
I'm just kidding. Welcome to Chevy Taxi, Yankee, hold stand at your choice.
Yankee and taxi stand of choice. Getting to 15, good luck, and see you later.
Yankee 24, request push.
Just forgot to realise we haven't set the takeoff trim for departure.
Alpaca 824, I think there's about 1, 2, 3 people blocking you there.
21.1.
Can I wait for the 888 and the 23 Alpha to taxi? Confirm 824. Scanny 155.
5.75.
To not Bodø, oh, for a change. Just 1 second please. Alpaca 170 identified 4900, climb by SID, flight level 390.
Starting count 1, change number 2. It's all stable. Starting engine number 1.
Climb 390, Alpaca 170.
SCKG, yeah, I've got a cough. I hope it's not coronavirus. I've got a sniffly nose though. Apparently it's dry coughs, isn't it?
Disconnecting
N2.
tow.
N1.
Scanner in 260 with you, flight level 250.
Pressure.
Behind
Spa
you,
valve
on
closed.
the runway, line up runway 19 right after the hooves have left. Behind.
So we're all here, look at this. Alpaca 621. We've got Alpaca 23 Alpha, Alpaca 888. It looks like Daniel taxiing very lethargically.
No, and actually, North Shuttle 60 Hotel runway 19 left, cleared for takeoff, wind 20 degrees, 18 knots. Clear for takeoff 19.
Yeah, dry coughs, isn't it? I've not been really huge into it. Well, I say I have been, but that's only the impact on the industry. But dry coughs,
Tow is
fever first, isn't it? Then dry coughs.
and has
Hopefully I haven't
generated.
had a fever.
Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
If you call in sequence, so I need one at a time, please. It's gonna take some time, but I love you all as much equally. And even if I don't respond to you, and if you need to call twice, it doesn't mean I don't love you, because I love you. Just so you know.
Mate,
We love you, say.
lovely.
I know.
Generators on APUs off. There's the bypass pin. Oh, happy days. Appropriate was already on.
Alpaca 007 X-ray, say again. Yeah, can I drag my ass so Alpaca 5 Lima Papa can catch up?
Oh, come on, that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Daniel, if they're busy, that's unnecessary. Flap is 5. Flight controls. Forward. Back. Left centre. Right centre. Here comes the rudders. Full right centre. Need to move them. Full left centre. There's recall, and then we would complete the before taxi checklist. Perfect. So turn off taxi lights are on, and we'll get behind Alpaca 621. Yeah, if we had guys, I promise you next one we're gonna do a Vansom event with proper full ATC. Poor Dot Wallop, you're doing a fantastic job.
I was about to say Corona. Alpaca 79er, running wall 9 right, clear takeoff, wind 207 degrees, 18 knots. Clear for takeoff, 19 right, Alpaca 79er. Norway, Alpaca 388, turn taxi.
Alpaca 888, that's Richard.
Wonderful taxi left, turn Delta, Vic, question Delta, Papa November, holding point 19 right.
I don't know how you're going to get out of this one.
Left Delta, Papa November,
Left turn round.
right,
Perfect.
North Shuttle 182, because I'm clear to Hauges. North Shuttle 182 Alpha, I can't... Oh, 182. Oh, you're flying dual. Oh, yeah. Are you clear to Haugesund via the Atlap 7 Delta departure?
So is that two of you sharing a cockpit or something?
Right, cleared 7,000 feet and squawk 2625. North Shuttle 182, clear to Haugesund. 7 Delta departure, climb 10,000, squawk 262. Thank you. North Shuttle 182, read that correct?
Poor North Shuttle.
Maybe we have
First, Alpaca 30 identified 7,000 feet, climbing via SID, flight level 370. Flight level 370.
There's a fuel burning.
Alpaca 30. North Shuttle 62 Hotel, climbing to 7,000. First, Alpaca 170, you're not following the SID, but actually that's...
Someone's not following the SID. Alpaca 79.
Alpaca 007 X-ray, hot mic, hot mic.
Oh, someone's blocking the mic. Who's holding the mic, Dan? Dan! Daniel Smith's blocking everyone, I think.
There we go.
Dan, what are you doing?
I don't know, but my mic keeps getting stuck. I'm really sorry. And that was blocked as well. Okay, North Shuttle 627 identified 7,000 feet.
He's always causing problems.
340 North Shuttle 62 Hotel, thank you. Scandinavian 155, requesting clearance to Keflavik. Control, request push and start, stand 10354.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I
Ladies and gentlemen, flight captain speaking. As many Alpacas are open currently, so will be very delayed.
That is an open transmission, don't
Appreciate that, and I
call
understand
after
your
that,
patience.
just confuses me. Scandinavian 155 cleared to Keflavik, Atlap.
Oh, someone's going to Iceland.
You're on the East Pier, nice. You're cleared to Keflavik, Atlap 3 Charlie departure, runway 19 left, cleared 7,000 feet, squawk 3476.
Well, to be fair, when I usually stream, I do a full setup from cold and dark, and it's usually around now when we're ready.
Left, 7,000 feet and squawk 3476 for Scandinavian 155. Scandinavian 155, break, cleared Adobe 3 mic arrival. Expect ILS runway 19 right. Descent, flight level 127.
Oh, there you see, when people are flying in, you got to be quite quick because it's dynamic. You know, we got stationary here, not causing any issues, but someone's going to having to coordinate some arrivals as well. He's going to be busy.
Adobe 3 mic for 19 right, Scandinavian 260.
Thank you. Answer driven 260, descent, flight level 120.
Poor Alpaca 621. You've been there longer than I have. We will get airborne eventually.
Request push and start, stand 175. First get driven 260, descent, flight level 120.
I found this quite easy the other day.
Descent, flight level 120.
Poke your head up. I'm watching
Get
you.
driven 260, descent, flight level 120.
I don't know if that now matches how many passengers you select in the mod. I don't know if that adds the passengers in the cabin or not. Absolute carnage, Steve. Agreed.
Say again for Canadian 260.
Descent, flight level 120, acknowledge please.
Flight, return 120, Canadian 260.
Alpha 01 is minor. Identified 7,000 feet, climb flight level 390. Climb flight level 390, Alpha 79er.
Control Alpaca 180, request push and start.
Got in there.
Alpaca 18, actually, disregard, break. Attention all alpacas, is there anyone in the alpaca block that is requesting taxi?
Yes, Alpaca 61.
File him a papa.
Taxi Golf, right November, holding point 19 right.
Taxi go, 5 November, taxi 1 release, Alpaca 61. Canadian 1455, Oslo gate 76, request Alpaca.
Anthony nearly got away there.
1455,
tried to get everyone on taxi.
To get some alpacas out of the way. Alpaca 298, you're leaving my ears heard. Contact
Leaving my head. Like crap, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Alpaca 298, thank you.
Pushback 105, leaving my space, not ready with available, want you to come 1 to 2 days, my time, and I say.
I know, so attention all packers. Heard.
Alpaca 05, want you to come
Not sure if this is official terminology, but it's very amusing.
For Alpaca 05, see ya, thanks for the service.
No, it's Alpaca 01, request taxi.
Scan.
Someone's got a block mic, I think. Who's got the block mic?
Daniels, please stop holding the mic down.
I honestly am not.
Oh, no.
Okay, Alpaca James Bond X-ray, line up runway 19 right. We'll hold for a while if that's fine, please. Oh, you want to depart with the others? Yes, I can. Roger, boss.
Alpaca 5, Lima Papa, request taxi.
Nope. But, okay, Alpaca 5, Lima Papa, gotta be nice to you. Taxi Golf November, holding point 19 right.
Golf November 19 right. 5 Lima Papa. Excellent, I love it.
Please be serious, this is a serious flight sim network, please. Thank you.
Of course.
Alpaca C3 upper request. Alpaca 61, give way to company 737 on path.
Mate, we're gonna make a right turn here. Right, release parking brake config. There's no takeoff configuration warning on, and we're gonna get on our way. Oh dear, we're finally
Alpaca 01, on this
finally going there.
network, he's going to have to taxi clearance to runway 19 right, please.
Yes?
Absolutely, Ice Fire. First and last time, don't want to access our ATC. Dougals, delays minimum for the stream. Excellent, that's good news. I've not changed anything.
Why is everyone commenting that it's not serious? This is... Okay, I need to, Alpaca... Who was calling? Alpaca 23 Alpha, request taxi. Alpaca 23 Alpha, follow the Alpaca on your right, still the point runway 19 right.
So we're gonna go golf then right into November, and I'm just reading some of the comments.
Alpaca 180, stand 20.
So here we are, and then a right turn onto November,
Alpaca 180, push and start approach.
and then November all the way down to Alpha 9 for 19 right.
No shuttle 293, request push and start stand.
So this is entertainment.
No. First, I need to read back from...
I like how he said no. I said, oh, it's you.
Alpaca 180.
Alpaca 180, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just need you to read it back. QNH 1015, please.
QNH 1015.
So new QNH 1015,
No shuttle 180.
and that's set 3 times.
No shuttle 180.
on the
82, push and
FOs as well.
start is approved, QNH 1015.
Adam Elcock, I'm now forming a rival airline, Mule Air.
Classic. 1455, gate 76, Boeing 737, request IFR clearance to Copenhagen.
Station calling for clearance taking Costa only.
Scandinavian 1455, request clearance to Copenhagen.
Scandinavian 1455.
So here is November, right turn, all the way there, 0.19 right.
Let me see where you are first. There we are. You cleared to Copenhagen via the Oxat 6 Delta departure.
These SAS guys wonder why they didn't deserve this. Yeah, like I said earlier, Dougal, they probably just came on for a chilled Saturday, quiet flight in VATSIM in Scandinavia, from Oslo to Copenhagen, you know, common route flown, and all of a sudden, absolute carnage. Right, oh, who's that? Alpaca 01. Come on, guys.
Roger 121 675, Scandinavian 1445.
Unbelievable.
Hurry up, fine, Lima Papa.
I have to confess, we've got to try and do it properly, guys. I know it's a laugh and stuff, but let's try and do it properly. So now, I was going to say Richard Asbo is in front of me, Alpaca 888. It's now Alpaca 01, we've got Alpaca 621. That's Robson, and then we have Dan right at the front there.
Straight push and start approved, QNH 1015, 354, thank you. Hurry up, fine, Lima Papa.
Alright.
Yeah,
But,
hurry up, Papa.
yeah, you'll probably get yourselves thrown off if it was a dot wallop, if you end up with that.
1455 and stand
This is definitely a substitute for the F1, absolutely.
To Copenhagen.
Scanning 1455, contact Gardermoen delivery 121.675, please.
Alright, now that's a queue begin to form out packet 007 X-ray, ready for departure, runway 19, alright.
Alpaca James Bond X-ray, roger line up runway 19, right?
Line up runway 19, alright, Alpaca James Bond X-ray.
Oh, Cadence, it was you that was jumping the gun there. Unbelievable.
Request push and start.
Now, why on earth is this in Oslo here with the 3 loops?
5,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Direct forward, descend, Nakastan.
Descent 5,000, QNH 1015.
3,000 feet.
What is that?
And QNH 1015.
It's so dark in this cockpit. I don't know if it's the X-Vision preset I'm using, but when you have the shade or the sun not reflecting it, it's so dark in here.
Scandinavian 26 descent 5,000 feet, 1015.
Sorry, 5,000 feet, QNH 1015, Scandinavian 260.
Stuart Payne, some stunning senior up here, had all departure trouble, hand to hand. Hand flying departure. Dear.
Clear takeoff runway 19, right, Alpaca James Bond X-ray. North Shuttle 293, request push and start.
Come on, positive rate. are you doing an intersection departure?
Approved. QNH is 1015.
QNH 1015, North Shuttle
Actually, what is that intersection? Alpha 7. I actually have the performance for Alpha 7.
Back at 14 Charlie, push straight push and start approved. QNH
I do.
1015.
I might try Alpha 7.
Not Alpaca, North Shuttle 182, request taxi.
I'm gonna be cheeky here.
Alpaca 170,
See if we can
report
jump
your
the
max
queue.
number.
I've actually done this a few times. Sometimes if someone has a delay at the whole point and you've done the performance from an intersection, no problem at all. And I do have the performance for Alpha 7.
This is the last transmission for Alpaca 117. Bodø.
Negative, Alpaca 170, report max number.
That's Daniel Smith hovering 20 feet above the runway.
Alpaca 30, report max number.
See if we can jump the gun here as well.
Okay, or not.
nice move.
Alpaca 30, maintain Mach 0.75 or less.
Oh, it's
Okay,
gone.
or not. That's also fine.
Okay, 824 ready for taxi.
Right, so I did the 4 takeoff checklist now. We're at holding point Alpha 7.
Taxi.
So confirm we check. Flaps 55 green light. Stab trim set for departure 5.75 units set. Takeoff briefing. Packs auto bleeds on. The V speed set for departure. No V speed 36, 36, 40 set.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, you seriously think that's going to get you out any further, any sooner?
Absolutely, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. We've done the performance ready for departure.
Okay. Alpaca 621, line up runway 1.
1455, we first start on Pushback 76 at Oslo.
No, Alpaca 621, line up runway 1.
Departure's going to be a Ruby 6 Delta, close straight ahead, right turn 242 to Golf White 442, 603 Kevin.
Papa by Alpha 7, line up runway 19 right.
By Alpha 7 line up for wait 19 right, 5 Lima Papa.
This is how we do it in Norway, boys, dual lineups.
Cool, so he's actually lining up 2 aircraft, so 1 behind us, 1 above us. We'll have an intersection departure ahead of us, which is us.
Hold it, we'll hold 19 right, Alpaca 621.
So MCP is set, transponder is TRA, strip lights are on, holding all landing lights, cabin secure as well. Checks are complete. So yeah, this is quite cool. We've got an aircraft lining up in there, 621, we'll go ahead of him, and then straight ahead. That's how we do it.
Pushback, skate 76.
That's a sort of a dig back at positive rate for jumping in front of me, taxiing through me. No slewing. Weather radar, come on as well.
Okay, again. Alpaca 180, I'm not calling it 1, but not right now, Alpaca 180, taxi Delta, Papa, November, holding point 19 right.
Okay, Alpaca 180, you were covered, but I got
on
your left
runway
turn.
19
Delta, Papa,
right.
November to holding point for 19 right.
There we are.
Alpaca 180.
We are lined up, ready to go.
0 via Baba transition cleared ILS from runway 19.
There we drag, you've popped over to Dot Wallum's Twitch stream, amazed at how calm and professional he's managing everything. He's doing a really good job. I mean, I think he should become a professional.
5 Lima Papa, runway 19 right, clear takeoff, wind 206 degrees, 20 knots.
Clear takeoff, 19 right, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. He's doing a brilliant job, Dot Wallum. I'm going to PM you after this. Super.
7,000 feet, climb flat.
Right, stabilised, push toga, set takeoff thrust.
Pushback, climb flight 390, Alpaca 0, Delta connector, or did I just misread that because it doesn't matter.
Takeoff thrust set indications normal.
1455, Pushback.
Schedule mode 455, push up.
Checked.
Correction, hold position for now.
Hold position, schedule 1455.
Alpaca 0, Delta connector, request for the climb please.
There's V1, V1 rotates, and we are headwind straight down the runway. Gear up. That's a very early right turn commanded by LNAV.
400.
Norway,
LNAV.
request push for standard 16.
National 602, push and start up straight, push and start up route QNH 1015.
Robert Sinclair, look how the boss
1000.
skipped us, absolutely. Right, there's command.
Okay.
365 for 250.
I have no idea who transmitted, but schedule 1455. There's an alpaca crossing behind you after the alpacas cross the push and start up route QNH 1015.
V2 plus 15 now, we can select flaps 1.
Push and start approved. Give me 101. Scandinavia. 1455.
North Shuttle 290, request taxi. First Alpaca 631,
flaps.
1. Actually, never mind, you need to wait a little bit more. North Shuttle 293, taxi Kilo November, holding point 19 right. Taxi Kilo November, holding point 19 right, North Shuttle 290. Schedule 260, descent 4,000 feet, intercept flight stop.
So, 3,600 feet, 3,000 feet above aerodrome level, so flaps up now, it's VNAV. We're climbing to an altitude, so leave the QNH set, passing 3,900 for 7,000 feet. Let's do the after takeoff check this.
Schedule 260, do you want to try visual or...
Off.
Or are you going mist?
Off. Air conditioning and pressurization 2.0.
Schedule 260, Roger,
Set.
approach 19 right.
Cabin crew released, and we're just waiting to climb to a flight level.
04, push and start route, QNH 1015.
Fantastic. Very,
Alpaca
Very
04,
busy.
push and start approach, QNH 1015.
So here we are on the Ruby 6 Delta, RNAV SID. Vertical speed, got 2,000 feet to go.
Alpaca 04.
Alpaca 04.
Alpaca 04.
Who's that? Tim? I hope you're alright.
Alpaca 04. Alpaca 04, push and start approach, QNH 1015. Start approach, QNH 1015, Alpaca 04.
Good job, Tim.
Alpaca 5, Lima,
Because I know you're quite new to VATSIM as well.
5800, climb via SID,
Glad you are still with us. I think I can hear the kids in the background too.
Alpaca 5, Lima Papa, apparently you can hear the kids in the background, but you can't hear your own call sign. You're identified 6,100 feet, climb flight level 390.
Climb flight level 390 to say the rest, Alpaca 5, Lima Papa.
Just climb via SID, please.
Climb via SID, climb flight level 390. Brilliant, brilliant. Alpaca 5, Lima Papa. It's brilliant.
Alpaca 181, hold it in, runway 199.
Alright, there's VNAV, out into vent, standard. He's got incredible capacity, positive rate. Not only is he, you know, controlling multiple aircraft around the sector, he's also watching the stream, hearing me commenting that I can hear some kids in the background, and still throwing out the banter. What capacity! Amazing.
7 Golf, Norway control, hello, clean, NIP 4. Actually, negative.
I need to turn the high volume. I need to turn this down a little bit.
Squawk 2603, North Light 7 Golf quarantine. North Light 18. Put her at the Alpha 9. And then North Light to the Golf.
Icefire, weather's looking iffy in Bodø. I haven't even looked at that yet. We are 55 minutes into the stream and only just got airport.
I totally get it, but we have set some rules and, well, we have to follow them. Yeah, I get it, sorry. No, not so sorry, that you gotta make me feel bad, okay. And North Light 7 Golf identified level 302. Clear Unit 4 Mike arrival, expect ILS runway 19 left.
Right, there's flight level 103.390. Pre-cruise check, so fuel 4 pumps. Wings are balanced.
Alpaca 14 Charlie, how many times have you said that now?
Sorry about that, technical. Pressurization 5.0 psi is set. Dispatch just recall. Make sure I'm monitoring 1 to 1.5. Chase complete.
Yeah, I know you want to get up to him, but I just need to do some other things first. Notional 60 Hotel, Monte Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
I think we've got Unicom coming up next.
Alpaca 69, requesting push and stir. Notional 60 Hotel, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Yeah, what is the weather like, Icefire?
Unicom 122.8, bye-bye. 122.8, Alpaca 79,
Bodø.
Alpaca 30, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
180.21 gusting 32. Yeah, it is getting a bit ropey there.
Aw, thanks. And Alpaca, who is actually first? Oh, you guys have lined up strange. Alpaca 888 behind the arriving Scandinavian 727 short.
Yeah, you're right, Icefire. Strong, got gusting was at 32 knots. Visibility's improved. Cold. Chance of snow. Yeah, that wind's really picked up. Guys, we're going to have a full 30 knot crosswind here. So, it could be quite dicey there. Oh, very well spotted. Nick DC. I did forget the timer.
02, taxi Golf November, holding point 19 right.
We'll have to add 3 or 4 minutes to this.
Scandinavian 1455 with red taxi.
So yes, it looks like when we went to Innsbruck a couple of members group flights ago, we might have to coordinate the arrival here because we could all be coming in at once. But thankfully, there are multiple holds inbound on the arrivals there, so we can work that out. Snapshot, what's the alternate? Is it Trondheim? It's very far away from where we're going. It's about an hour south. Trondheim is a major Norwegian city on the coast. I just chose it because it was the only one that had sort of decent-ish weather.
Alpaca 69 requesting push and start. Alpaca 69 push and start approved. QNH 1015, straight push.
69 street push 1015.
Let's have a look at this.
Alpaca 69, be advised, no further than Kilo 2, please. I have Norwegian taxiing on Kilo 1.
So having a look at the VATSIM map.
We hold a Kilo 69.
So there's a bit of a gap from Alpaca departures. Quite a few ahead. There's loads ahead.
And Scandinavian 260 holding at Alpha 6.
I think Tom Knudson's leading the way in Alpaca 812.
Scandinavian 260,
We then have Alpaca 18 Alpha Mike, Alpaca 298, Alpaca 05, 170 and 30 on top of each other. Alpaca 79. Just ahead of me is Dan, Alpaca 007 X-ray, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, and it looks like a slight delay in departures, but then
19 right, give takeoff, Alpaca plate.
who's that behind me? Who's just departed? Alpaca 621.
And Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, you have no idea how good I am at both tasks. Yeah, just so you know.
It's been brilliant.
And Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, can I just get your airspeed quick, please?
Current indicated is 290 knots in the climb, on transition decimal 77 for the cruise.
Roger, are you getting a lot of crosswind right now?
28 knots at 270 degrees diagonal. Not much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very good, very professional. And that's actually a good point. A lot of controllers actually ask for spot winds because for positioning, if they put you on a heading instead of a direct to a waypoint, they can actually reduce separation. And sometimes it's quite strong. They ask for the wind, so they just make sure they position the aircraft accordingly.
Heads in Norway, Dutch Light 7 Golf request.
Shuttle 87 Golf, pass message.
Any chance for the RNet X-ray 19 left?
And negative to traffic light.
Okay.
Burak, no alternate for the Alpaca Airways. Yeah, we just commit to destination,
Alpaca 2 to the Alpha,
regardless of weather.
To 100 right.
But yes, some of you have explained this will be quite challenging. Looks like it could be a full crosswind landing in max crosswind landing in Bodø.
Alpaca 04 request taxi 19 right.
Alpaca 04 taxi Golf November, holding point 19 right.
It's definitely favouring. Oh, actually, no, it's runway 25. It's favouring now, guys. Not runway 07. Wind's coming from the south, 18032, but it is forecast to become more easterly.
Alpaca 61, sorry for delay. Identified 7,000.
Wind's varying quite a bit though, but right now the spot wind on the Meta is slightly favouring runway 25, but only just.
Shuttle 87 Golf, QT descent, level 90.
9087 Golf.
Runner 5 Charlie, identified flight level 370. Clear the deep on 4
So this could be interesting, because if not everyone gets the message which runway is in use, we might be approaching each other. Ice 5, runway 25 is the one with the offset localizer, tricky landing for sure. Was that for me? 5
right then, 5 Victor Charlie, go ahead.
Oh, 5 Victor Charlie.
5 Victor Charlie, cleared.
So yeah,
There we go.
we'll have a look at that.
Arrival, expect ILS 19 left.
Tim, Archimedes ready. We might use the spare parts of Bodø, long carnage landings ahead. Very likely. Actually, let's have a look on real world flight radar, see what the runway there's news. So in Bodø right now, there was a flight that landed 15:53, so an hour ago, the Oslo. But I think the wind's only just picked up quite a bit in the last hour anyway. Yeah, the real world Oslo to Bodø, the sector we're doing, they landed on runway 07.
And for all those wondering, since I sometime it's pronounced Bodø, but we have a letter, the is pronounced like so Bodø.
Buddha. Like the idol.
Sounds very good.
Bodø.
The Alpaca 23 Alpha runway 19 right, clear takeoff, wind 207 degrees, 27 knots.
Clear takeoff 19 right, Alpaca 23 Alpha, thank you.
Yeah, just reading some posts from some friends about the industry. It's looking very somber at the moment. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen really. And the thing is, the airline industry is it relies on filling these seats. There's so tight margins, so if the seats aren't filled, aircraft on the ground, they quickly hemorrhage money. My friend made quite a post. He works for another airline. He's just been told to take 2 months of unpaid leave from his operator. So yeah, I don't know on a personal level how it's going to affect me. Very likely to have some sort of unpaid leave in the next few months or so if this continues. But yeah, this is uncharted territory. This has never happened before.
No problem.
Not well. It has with 9/11, with SARS, but not to this sort of.
Yeah, we're getting the wildlife department to check on it.
Not to this sort of length. Uh-oh. X-plane's not happy. Hitting low frames per second. Oh, automatic disconnect's been cancelled. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I agree, CH. Let's hope it does die down. Matthew Summers, in the US, United Delta have already had to take out loans due to lost flights. Yeah, 40% groundings across the various carriers. 2 tons of love. I think it's that's good. Like you know, I think it's more than that in certain cases.
Just to let you know, the flights to the US from the UK and Ireland have now been cancelled according to Donald Trump. So yay, COVID-19.
Nice bit of fun fact there.
That was yesterday. You're really lagging behind that.
No, it's for England now as well, not just for the rest of Europe. Because of the population of Europe. I'm joking.
Factual. So yeah, I certainly know on
We're just quarter than you.
on certain sectors, yeah, loads are down 95%. It's really bad.
Scandinavian 1455 at 100 for takeoff.
First, Alpaca 824, land up runway 19 right.
I saw V1 said last night what's happening now was worse than 9/11. Yeah, 9/11. You see, after that blew over, it didn't take long for consumer confidence to be rebuilt into the industry. You know, people started flying again, and airlines, you know, pushing cheap flights out. This is going to take a long time to recover from. There's a lot of operators, a lot of airlines who are really on the edge as it is, let alone having this disruption. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, it won't stop me from doing live streams. So you know what? If I have to end up having 6 months off, I'll have to become a full-time content creator.
Line up 19 left, Scandinavian 1455.
Alpaca 23 Alpha, you're identified 5,500 feet, climb via SID, level 350.
It's a nice direct climb up to 390.
Level 350 via the SID, Alpaca 23.
Nice ortho, apart from this tile again, which is a bit mushy. We won't look at that bit. Looking very nice out the right window. Yeah, that is something 2 tons of love, yeah. I mean,
007 XA, leave right base, 122 Golf 122,
slots now.
122 decimal 8, good evening. Alpaca James, contact Terry, love you.
Snapshot's getting the gin and tonic out.
Schedule 1455, runway 19,
Excellent.
clear takeoff, wind 200 degrees, 16 knots.
We've got no plans tonight, actually. We're not self-isolating, but we don't actually genuinely have any plans. So I've got my my sims next week, so I'll continue to prepare for those. In a way, the desktop simulator is brilliant to refresh, and been doing this for the last 3 months since I went off and had my transfer. It's been really good at keeping me current. Really, really useful.
Actually, Alpaca 01 Norway Control.
You're going to see the bottom, that bottom.
Sorry, go ahead, I'm not as good as most stars on this year.
Yeah, I'm just not paying attention. I see you have filed an even flight level, but you're going eastbound, so you need to be an odd flight level. Can you accept flight level 390 or 410?
We'll take 410 because we are flight.
Oh! Oh, it still does that. Oh, that is awful. Rip anyone there with headphones. I think you might have actually killed Dot Wallop.
Alpaca 01 Roger, climb flight level 410.
Oh, he's there. He's there.
Yeah, I didn't think my mic was that loud. I'll go change the volume down and climb flight level 4410
He is Rip.
No, it's a bug with the VATSIM client. It's not your fault.
Yeah, never mind the coronavirus. My ears are gone.
Schedule 1455, identified 3,900 feet.
That's checked.
Light level 340, direct to Kelly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn all about CPDLC because I've never used that system. And we'd be using it now. Tim, was that the gin or did that just happen? Brilliant. There we are.
Alpaca 824 runway 19 right, clear takeoff, wind 200 degrees 1.
It seems to have gone a little bit quieter for Dot Wallop now.
Right, clear for
I hope it
takeoff,
has.
Alpaca 824, thank you.
And there's still guys taking off.
Alpaca 1, who's next? 1 for Charlie or 8? Alpaca 810 behind the departing Alpaca, line up runway 19 right behind.
810.
Line up and wait, runway 19 right, Alpaca 180.
Cool, there we are, flight level 390.
Alpaca 14 Charlie, just to let you know, I'm second in line to North Shuttle 293, have a scenery issue.
Okay, so North Shuttle goes before, or?
Thanks, sir.
Oh, that's very
Okay,
good of
so
you.
North Shuttle 182, the Alpaca on your right is going in front of you.
FSX though currently descending into Bodø and it's very gloomy. Ugh.
North Shuttle 182.
2 tons of love, have you flown the 700-900 Ultimate in X-Plane? I haven't, no. I've never fully understood the difference between the ZIBO mod and the Ultimate. I don't know if that's like a break-off or they use ZIBO mod's flight model to change things. I know that... I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can say that or not, so I won't say it. But I don't know if the ZIBO mod might be. ZIBO is working behind the scenes to make his own 700. I don't know the difference between the two.
Yeah, there's no Alpaca in the graph, I think.
Sorry about that.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Unfortunately, our ways have to not cross Water Park. Once Unicom wanted to desolate, have a wonderful flight up to Bodø. Bye bye.
122 desolate and excellent work today. Really, really good. I'm gonna look on Twitch at your stream later for some banter. Continue the excellent work, and I'll catch you later, buddy. Bye.
Oh, I need to put my makeup then.
Outstanding. Cheers. Or Halo.
Cheers.
I can't believe Halo is that either. Right.
Alpaca 824.
There's Unicom. 122 desolate. Dinosaurs, top 3 scariest sounds on VATSIM. Possible pilot deviation. Ear definitely screech. Boop. Yeah. Seems to be a line of tiles there that's causing an issue. Surely that's... What is that all about? I mean, that's more than one tile, isn't it? And it's definitely not working. Well, it's a very wide runway. Cool. So we've got 210 miles to top descent. Ooh, my PC's melting. Good. 208 miles to run, so we've got half an hour till top descent. in about 15 minutes we'll start taking a look at everything to make sure we're all ready for this approach, because I'm still debating what runway we should really land on. I don't want to fake stuff. Hashtag multitasking. Brilliant. Oh dear, I think it's just my ortho loading it. Hang in there, PC. Oh god. Yeah, that's okay. Probably trying to load in these tiles which haven't worked. It's like a continuous line of tiles. No idea why that's that. Why that. Some over there, look. Dougal's still 3 alpacas on the ground. They didn't get away in time. Yeah, it's just too carnage. We need somewhere with dedicated grounding, and we can do simultaneous departures. Cool. There be dragons inverted, he says. Ice fire, just a really dense strip of snow, probably. Little Aura Games is here. Hi, all just joined, a bit late. Sorry you're a little late to the game, but welcome to the stream nonetheless. Should think we'll be landing in around 45 minutes to an hour. We've just been causing absolute carnage on VATSIM. Tim Fraser lined up waiting to part with the big gun behind me. Anthony Teal, very good. And well done again, Tim, for getting onto VATSIM, because I know you've only just started recently using it. It is hot in here. Guys, just give me 10 seconds. I'm just going to open the window in my office. It's currently 31 degrees on the thermostat. I'm melting here. 2 seconds. Yeah, window is now open. Hopefully it'll cool down a little bit in the office, and also it'll cool down in the sim as we are heading further north. I haven't even discussed what the ZIBO MOD's been up to. I mean, I have been really busy. We're on a public one. So release candidate 3.42. I know you can save the flight somehow, or save your panel states. I think that's what he's been up to. Otherwise, not too many changes. The issues caused by tiles overlapping. Well, that kind of makes sense, because I don't think a tile is as small as that. But it looks like after that it's fixed. I don't think we'll ever flown as far north as that as we are today, though, in a live stream. No, what does it actually say? It probably says something or other. Now, Oystein, typically Norwegian landscape winters, erratic climate zones. Right, now let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this weather. Still not updated. 21 knots, gusting 32, 180, which does ever so slightly favour runway 25. Sure, you've got some weirdness with the ortho as well. Oh, I'm just looking at my phone. It's just doom and gloom with this coronavirus. It's just awful. I think this is going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. What's your Mac number is Zoom decimal 776. Flight away forecasting 50 knot gusts. So hopefully not when we get there 2 tons enough. At the moment it's gusting 30, which is more than enough. Whose idea was this to go to Bodø? Actually, you lot voted for this in Discord. Barack Oslo, would you please overtake Daniel? Fly take to sim. I don't know who's nearest to me. I'm having a look at the that sim map. Oh, my poor PC. Adam Elcott, what's the crosswind limit on the 737? It's 33 knots for a dry or wet runway landing. At my operator, we include the gust factor in that as well. Some operators don't use the gust, but we do. The METAR's going to reset though soon. The MT, you're going to head for runway 25. That's certainly favouring. The wind is slightly favouring that 5 knot headwind with this wind on the METAR. Yeah, the last aircraft to land there was quite a while ago. It was the, we were looking at it earlier, there was a 737 from Oslo. But that landed over an hour ago now. There is a flight inbound to Bodø live at the moment. The Bergen Widerøe in an Embraer, they're live. But we're going to get there before then. Oh no, they're actually arriving in 49 minutes. So there's an aircraft landing in Bodø in 49 minutes. I should think he'll plan for 2.5. Yeah, we'll need to try and coordinate this. I think let's just. I'm gonna wait for the METAR to refresh, which it should do at 20 past. And then we'll take a look. A snapshot. I forgot that I made a G&T for myself. I have to make one for someone else too. Oh, you're in trouble then. God, I'm only just about recovered from the stag weekend in Newcastle last week. Oh, that was fun. It's been a long time since we had a good weekend with my friends. That was awesome. But yeah, only just about recovered from that. So where are we going over now? We're overhead Somup, Enver. I've never flown this far north. Oh, there is Trondheim. So that's our alternate. If the weather's really bad, we're going to fly all the way south to this airport here. FSX Nerd, what app do you use for the METAR on your phone? I use Aero Weather. Aero Weather. Spelt like this. Yeah, I use that kind of like prior to my duty to check the weather, and on my work EFB we have a METAR feed as well. That's the point actually there, Big Drag, is Rovaniemi is probably not too far away geographically. I mean, we're landing here. I think Rovaniemi's around there, isn't it? Further south, I can't remember. There it is. Yeah, not a million miles away. I didn't check the weather though. I just looked at Trondheim and went for that one. Alright, let's get this METAR refreshed. No, it still hasn't updated yet. If I do it in the ZIBO mod. Where is it? Menu, ACARS. Where are we going? ENBO. Send. Martin 80 that's your home. Trondheim. Sorry if I've completely mispronounced that. There you go. Look, still the same 80 I have on my phone. Same METAR, sorry. 180, 21 gusty 32. It's in limits. Scattered 2000. 1 degrees. It depends on the braking action. If it's snow and the braking action is less than good, your crosswind limit decreases based on the braking action of the runway. There we go, new ATIS is out. METAR is out 2 minutes. The wind is died down. 180 at 22 knots. So that should be the weather in the sim. So if I send it, hopefully we'll get the updated one here too. No, still haven't updated here, but I have the new one right in front of me. 180 at 22 knots, 10k, few clouds. It's 2 degrees, 9 and 9 are 5 QNH. So I am going to plan for runway 25. We'll fly the procedural approach. Or no, actually, we won't fly the procedural approach. We'll fly the RNAV arrival and go from there. So let's change that in the FMC first. Well, let's get the descent all set up. So 250 below 100, we'll get the forecast winds on in. Three, 10, 200, 100. So we got 274 at 56. 200 we have 259 at 52, and 100 we have 254 at 51. That is executed. QNH is 909 at 5. Oops. That is executed. Now we need to change the approach. So yeah, runway change, not a big deal. You just reselect the arrival you want and the runway you want. So we now would like to fly the Sierra Tango Mike 6 Delta ILS 25 via Ardell. Execute, and that's all you should really have to do. Make the modification to the FMC, so it's going to make this to 3,000 feet or above, unless it's a compulsory restriction. Should double check in the chart later. 3.5 degrees, so slightly steeper, and it's offset. Well, I've not even looked at this approach, but everyone keeps telling me it's offset. Fixed rings will punch in then. So we're at 390, so 4812 / 117. 3 times our height, 10 miles, and we'll put a 4-mile ring. It is VMC. Bodø. Arrival then, it will be the 6 Delta, the Strummen 6 Delta. Approach. Let's go for ILS 25 and airport info. Cool. So let's have a look at this arrival coming in from the Strummen NDB, Sierra Tango Mike. There it is, Araba flight level 110, which checks in the FMC. Go to plan. Gubav. Oh no, that's before Sierra Tango Mike. Bravo Oscar 601. Track checks 21 miles and 9.8 miles and 9.7. That's fine. To Balak 90 above. To Umbot. That checks. And then to Ardell. Which checks. Ardell is the initial approach checks. And we've got the speed back to max 230 knots, which is all coded in the FMC correctly. Now, let's have a look at the holding. I think what we should do, if it's looking like we're getting quite close to each other, we should probably coordinate a hold at Ardell at the initial approach fix. We'll see how we get on. /5000. So you can see, look, it's at or above, so we'll actually put that in the FMC. So if it's not coded, you might as well put the restriction in. So if you use VNAV, it'll ensure your profile. So yeah, we'll plan if it looks... if it looks really busy, if we hold at Ardell, and then you can just hold, and then as soon as you're ready for the approach, route from Ardell direct to here, Bravo Oscar 630, and then tack up, and that'll put you on to a nice final onto the ILS. So we will do that. Daniel Smith, I ain't gonna hold. Well, yeah, I mean, if we're all here nicely flowing in one by one, it shouldn't be an issue. Keep an eye on the VATSIM map in the descent, and if you're on top of one of each other, it might be worthwhile one of you holding, or myself, or whoever. We will see. But that is certainly the cavalier attitude, Daniel Smith, which Alpaca Airways wants in its pilots. So we're going to go from Ardell, Bravo Oscar 603, to Takeoff, which is on the extended centre line for runway 25. Oh, well, no, it's not on the extended centre line because it's offset quite considerably. What is the angle? Usually, we use different charts at work. It usually gives the offset here. Where is it? It's probably staring me in the face. I mean, you can look at it. You can work it out by looking at the runway chart and the airport chart, but they usually say on the chart what the offset is. All it means is you're gonna have to hand fly, make a little turn after disconnecting. Can't see it. What's the runway QDM? So the runway QDM is 253. Final approach track is 263. So that's a 10-degree offset to deal with there. The reason that's offset, most likely terrain or an obstacle perhaps, or noise. Yes, it'll be terrain. Look, you can see if you built an extended centre line over here, it's going to put them right over the high terrain there by offsetting it by 10 degrees. You're keeping away from the terrain, and that way you can lower the charted altitudes. But it's quite steep. It's 3.5 degrees, so keep an eye on that wind, guys. If you're established on the ILS with flap 5, you probably want to go flap 10 today with that angle, especially if you've got any sort of tailwind at a higher altitude. So obviously as you get lower, you'll have a headwind component or a crosswind component today. But if you've got a tailwind at 3.5 degrees, you will struggle to maintain airspeed with flap 5. So you might want to go flap 10. But yeah, it's all charted for us. There's the offset from Takeoff. You can use LNAV all the way in. Set the localizer, which will also be offset. The whole approach is offset. Glidestone captures 8 miles at 3,000 feet. That is at the FF25 point, which checks in the FMC. And there it is. It's all coded 3.5. So LNAV, VNAV will get you to the threshold. Missed approach, climb on 263 to 15 miles from Bodø VOR. So yeah, we need to build our frequency. So let's put 263 for the course. Uh, 1087 for the ILS. .7, and the VOR we have 1755. In the event of a missed approach, we then have something to follow. Close road 15 DME, right turn direct to VOR, join hold 4,500, and then you can fly the procedural approach for another approach if there's no ATC. ILS is 3.5 degrees. It's important to check the angle of the pappies, make sure they match. They do. Runway 25, 3.5 degrees, so the 2 whites, 2 reds will keep you on the vertical profile required for this approach. You'll notice the rate of descent is probably quite high as well. Like you see, look, typical approach speed 140 knots. You want to be doing around 700, 750 feet per minute because it's steeper. Look, you can expect a higher rate of descent, around 850, 900 feet per minute on the initial approach. So that's why it's quite important to manage your airspeed. Pappies left and right. Minimums are 394, so a little bit higher than the standard 200. That's because of the terrain offset as well. RVR required is 1100 meters. So a higher RVR required than standard too. So 394 for the ILS. That is all set. Map looking good, guys. I think we're pretty much all set up, ready for the approach. Landing performance is anything we need to discuss. So runway 25, landing distance available. It's 2,794 beyond threshold. Glide so we can use 2553. Yeah, so it's a sufficiently long runway. 45 meter standard width. Let's see what the performance calculator says. Let's use wet runway. I think in the ZIBO mods you can only use dry and wet. We obviously have all the choices for different reported braking actions. So it has something called the Tauper Matrix or Takeoff and Landing Performance Assessment. We use that to calculate what braking action to use. It's based off several parameters. It's based on the runway condition, when it's contaminated, how many millimeters or depth of snow, slush, ice. There's all sorts of different variables. You might get a reported braking action, which is more conservative. I might discuss that in a tutorial at some point. But at the moment, I think X-Plane only models are dry or wet runway anyway, so we can just use wet, and that's fine, even if it's covered in snow in real life. Let's have a look at the latest wind then. Let's use 180 at 22. Wind will update again at some point, and it is forecast to get stronger later. Temperature 2 degrees. QNH you're expecting is 9 and 9 of 5, which I did preset here on the PFD. Lovely. Flat 30 I think will be okay with today. Auto off or non-auto off. Landing weight. Ooh, who's pinging me here? Broadcast to answer. Oh, someone's attempting to do their VATSIM exam. I think he's looking for an examiner. 4.5, so yeah, fuel to get to Trondheim, alternate. I think it was around 3 tons. Oh no, that's all the weather. So our reserves, 3.1 tons, so arriving with 4.5, yes. We've got at least 30 minutes of time to, you know, we can fly and approach, hold for a little while before we'd have to drive all the way south to Trondheim. That is 4.5, 700 kilos to burn. It's going to be at a landing weight of 57.8. Double check first if we can do it. 57.8. So headwind close 7 knots. We'll fly plus 5, 21 knot crosswind. That's acceptable. There we go. Look. Okay, so what order brake setting you'd like on a wet runway here? Order brake 3 is 1960. It's 2,000 meters. Order brake 3 basically. And looking here. I reckon Echo Delta, what's that going to be? A bit tight really. Yeah, I think Delta's doable. Bravo, I think we'll go Bravo, and that'll be around 2,000 meters. So we'll go flap 30, order brake 3, aim for Bravo. RP days, performance done. If you have any questions, feel free to use it. We'll use reverse thrust as well, especially if the runway is wet. Said it doesn't really model contaminated runways in X-Plane 11. Cool. FSX there, just landed, -171 landing rate, crosswind landing, quite the challenge. Congratulations, I think you're leading the way there. Tim, you are beep off as I keep getting booted because my frame rates are dropping. I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps drop the settings, I guess. I've been booted off on one of the members group flights. I just logged back into the network again. I think they've made that a little bit better, but it was very sensitive previously. Littoral Games, is the reverse thrust now calculated in the OPT? Yeah, it should be. Actually, I didn't even check that. It's a little bit different to ours. Yeah, so you can see, look, we've used reverse thrust. On a wet runway, it will make a difference. So order brake 3, 1966. Off. 1982, so not much difference. Wet runway is reverse thrust is a negligible difference on stopping distance. Because braking action is still good on a wet runway, but when the runway is contaminated, it's fine. Dry runways, remember, if you're calculating your takeoff performance on a dry runway, reverse thrust does not affect your stopping distance in the OPT, because all reverse thrust does with order brake, it's a fixed rate of deceleration, so all it does is it reduces the braking force. So it helps brake cooling. But on a contaminated runway, yeah, reverse thrust absolutely has an impact on stopping distance. And the braking actions are not so great. Right, where are all of you lot then? Let's have a look. That's a map. Just going to try and work out if I need to hold or not. There's a very long line of aircraft heading northbound. Look how many people are on VATSIM though. Oh. There's certainly more flights probably on VATSIM than there are in the real life with ongoing issues. That's insane. Oh, thank you very much, Daniel, for the heads up. Bodø approach and tower are now online on VATSIM. Excellent news. They are going to be very busy, very busy. Oh, there's loads of aircraft in there as well. Look who's landed. Reese has landed on stand. Tom Knudson's landed. Dougal's there. And who's just taxiing in on stand? Alpaca 298 has landed too. Oh, well, hopefully some coordination then. Who's this just ahead of me? So we have Daniel Smith. You are just ahead of me. You're quite lucky I cut the corner there on departure. Richard Asberg, who was skipping the queue today? Well, technically me. I did a U, Richard. But you're on the Instructor stream. Obviously, you did it airborne. I took the opportunity on the runway to, you know what? I'm just going to jump the queue here. It's actually to get back at Positive Rate or Cadence, who decided to morph through my aircraft to get ahead of me on the taxi, and then accused me for going too slowly. Thank you, Liam. Bodø approach and tower online. They're giving runway 25. Fantastic. That'll be nice for some realism. Who's this? Yeah, I think someone's right ahead of me here. What's the separation here? Dad, you're only 5 miles ahead of me. Dad, what's your descent speed? I'm going to be planning 76 to 84 knots. If you're going, you must be doing at least that. Otherwise, I will end up in your APU. Boss did his homework and took an intersection departure. You're right, I had actually calculated my performance from the intersection, so it's all safe, all legal. Exactly, Richard. Cool. So, descent checklist.
For the traffic, Alpaca 007 X-ray beginning descent, German 6 Delta arrival.
Very professional. Pressurization set, approach proof and fuel discuss, outbox checked and set. So yeah, the weather, I mean, it's not snowing there right now, but snow is never fun. You know, you can quickly find yourself a runway that was perfectly open 10 minutes ago is now closed. So whenever I've been faced with snow, I just whack on plenty of extra fuel. Certainly in Europe in the summer, I mean, I don't operate as far north as this. Like snow is, you know, you're not exposed to it as much like that, so you just want to give yourself plenty of time. Andrew Sinclair, are we doing ILS-25? We are, and you should have ATC upon arrival as well. Approach is online. 119.7 apparently, so we'll put that on standby. Jamlin, gutted I couldn't make this getting our house ready for sale and lots to do. Fantastic, Jamlin. I'm mid-house purchase process as well, but yeah, I'll mention Discord. I'm not going to say this because this stream will go publicly, but yeah, we'll see what happens now, won't we? Cool. So approaching top of descent. There's no ATC at the moment, so self-descend. Sierra Tango Mike 110. That's set. And we'll push out of event as well. Oh, just got a little bit past it, so if you might just dive for that profile, we'll just keep an eye on our speed. Down we go. There is Alpaca 007 X-ray. Dan, can you confirm your speed? I'm going to get some sort of TCAS warning here. Right, so I'm just going to go level change. The reason is we're approaching MMO here. VNAV's a little bit high. We've got to be a bit careful here so we don't get too close to Daniel. Where's he gone? There he is. I've never realised how hard it is to listen to the stream and fly at the same time. Daniel usually does have a very low cost index. Yes, I have fear of catching him quickly. Bit of wake turbulence shortly. So I'm just going to maintain a fixed Mach number. That will increase my indicated airspeed, but that's just to help me recapture this path. I'm having to work out our separation by visually looking. I should think we're a little bit too close. He's turning, so he is just approaching Gupav. Where are we going, ZIBO mod? Right then, left turn. I swear I had to mute the stream during landing because I didn't want to botch it up in front of everyone else. No pressure. I think the separation here is about 45 seconds. I think I'm going to have to slow down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go speed brake, stay in level change, but I'm going to bring the speed back to 240 knots. Oh, he's popped off of that sim again. He's just done a Houdini on us. Tim Fraser, you're going to attempt to log back in. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to bring my back. Bodø traffic, Alpaca 007 X-ray. Can you confirm your indicated airspeed, please?
I have confirmed it 2 times for you. It's basically the same as yours, decimal 766 F284.
Roger. I'll slow down a bit.
I mean, I can speed up.
Yeah, go through. If you do 300 indicated, and I'll do 280 or less.
Okay, 300 indicated.
Perfect. That's what we do. Coordination. Don't want to. I sorry. You just had excellent spacing. Brilliant work earlier. That's very amusing. But next time, I hope, if you do provide service for one of the members' group flights, you'll hopefully have a little bit of help instead of dealing with clearance, taxi, takeoff, landing, en route, departures. Insane. Right, back angle is 25 degrees. So what we're going to do is update our descent target speed to 250 knots. We did say 280 or less. That should increase our spacing. Execute. That will change our VNAV profile. So we're on profile now. Yeah, there you go. Let's put us high. That's normal because if we go slower, we need a more shallow profile. So the ZIBO has gone into quite some length to ensure that when you update everything, you change your speeds. You get a brand new, idle descent path. So we're going to go 250. Keep the speed brake out. Once we're back on the profile, re-engage VNAV. 250 we are now. Our new target descent speed. That would just ensure we have sufficient spacing between myself and Dan. You loved it. Excellent. Good. Glad to hear. Don Wallop. Yes, Mats. I should call you by your first name. No, it certainly brought a good laugh to everything. It's definitely cloudy around here. Is the latest weather in Bodø. Still not used to update too, so we'll update one more time prior to us getting a little close to the ground, but I can deal with 180 at 22 knots. Right, there's the profile coming back in, so we can re-engage VNAV, stow the speed brake, see how she behaves. Yeah, it's definitely helped. We bring the speed back to 250. If I think I'd left it at my cost index, we'd be on top of each other now, or pretty much. Two tons of love. You're flying over, is that Fort Worth? Dallas Fort Worth for my flight, scrambling to update the FMC. Yeah, that's always a nightmare, especially when you're number one for departure, and then you have to taxi all the way to the whole point and plan everything. But the key thing is that don't rush, don't be pressured by ATC. You know, because you've got to make a lot of changes. You've got to reinsert the information in the FMC, update the MCP, recalculate your takeoff performance. You know, not to be rushed. Is a potential for a lot of emissions or errors with runway changes. Positive rate. This is the best community in flight sim. Ah, thank you. Yes, I do. It's just sometimes really nice, genuinely, to take a break from the public streams. I enjoy doing them because it brings more traffic into my channel, which is obviously what I'd like and want, but it's just a lot more chilled out, you know, to give something back to you guys, but I enjoy them too. 2 tons of love. You're on descent, flying offline, still weather update, and they flip the field. Lovely. Oh, Tim, did you get everything sorted out in the end? I hope you're still online. It might be worthwhile just ramping those settings down. I mean, the PC I've got, I think, is very good. Sometimes I have a few issues when I'm trying to load in ortho, weather, and all that stuff. Dougal, you're not only a great teacher, but very good fun to stream and fly with. Love you, bruv. Thanks, Dougal. All very kind. Oh, nice bit of scenery here. In fact, that's not ortho, is it? That looks pretty default to me. I swear I had ortho tiles around here. Oh dear. Not sure. Yeah, I think that's default, isn't it? That's very generic. That's a shame. Well, not you can see much anyway. You're currently offline at the moment to keep trying to log in. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Dougal. I forgot to mention, please. I'm sure all of you are well aware of what Dougal's doing, but even as members, do feel free to take a look at his SimWings project. I've made a little donation myself, and I will in time do a sort of stream, but I'm trying to get everything sorted out behind the scenes first. As you well know, there's a lot going on, and then I'll look at some more public streams. I want to get my sims done. I think next stream, I want to just get my sims out the way for work, get my license revalidated, so you know I can go flying ready. So I won't stream tomorrow. I'm in the sim Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll look at the next public stream there. Yeah, I mean, look at the mod here, really nice. Updated the targets with 250 on profile. There's winds, it's looking at the winds. So. ZIBO, I know you could be watching here because you are in the Discord, but continued brilliant work. I've noticed a lot of the updates now, you know, they're not significant. It's because they really don't need to be. You know, the VNav logic is very well modelled. It's one of the best I've seen at desktop sim now. It really doesn't need, you know, is it finished? Who knows? I've been saying that for years, but a lot of little changes here, but it's an ongoing project, and yeah, it's just Brilliant. So here we are, approaching the Stroman NDB, Manta Bravo Oscar 601. Seatbelt signs on. Richard, you're going to jump onto your VR again. Won't see anything you type in here. Wishing you all the best luck. Good luck. Don't know if you're having for another flight with your virtual reality or watching the landings, but I think what I'll do, I will land. Who's actually behind me? I usually try and watch one other landing. Someone is right behind me. Who's going to have the beauty being on a live stream watching someone land? It will be Robson in Alpaca 621. He will be on. Your landing will be witnessed by all on the stream. No pressure. Oslo looks much quieter now, I think. Oslo right now, there's only 7 aircraft. Oop. There's a sim weather change. ENBO approaches now, message me. Please contact me on 119.7. Do that straight away. Oh, where's our weather reload? Happy days. Bodø approach. Very good evening. It's Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, descending flight level 110, inbound to Balak on the Sierra Tango Mike 6 Delta.
Alpaca 30, descend 3,000 feet, left heading 360.
Descend 3,000 feet, left heading 360, Alpaca 30.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, confirm you were calling?
Hey firm, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, descending flight level 110 on the Sierra Tango Mike 6 Delta.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, board operation now, runway 25, speed 280 knots or less, correction, speed 250 knots or less, and descend according to star, 6,000 feet, QNH 995.
At 250 knots or left, descend altitude 6,000 feet to QNH 995 hectopascals, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. So 6,000 feet set QNH 995. Look at that, nicely done, ZIBO. No change to profile, all working correctly. Oh, so fiddly. There we are, passing 11,200 for 6,000 feet, and standby altimeter is all set. 250 or less, that's just to keep the separation with Dan in Alpaca 007 X-ray, 007 X-ray.
118.10, Alpaca 79er, excellent service.
Set with the star, so you've got to comply with all the restrictions still whilst continuing descent. Balak Adder above 9,000, which we've complied with.
Alpaca 170, board operation now, climb 6,000 feet, left heading 180.
Happy days. Yeah, well, a great shame we don't have the ortho though. I have no idea how that's not worked. I'm pretty confident I had it for around here. Right, there's 10,100 altitude 6,000 feet. So just do the post-cruise check. So fuel, 4 pumps, lights on, APU's off, pressurization 3.8. It's all set, temperature's nice, seatbelts on a recall. Approximately 10 minutes landing, checks complete. What is this weather then doing? Oh, it's picked up a little bit. 180 at 24 knots. 180 at 24 knots. It's a good crosswind for us.
Alpaca 30 is established on the red 25.
Actually, taxi, what are we going to do?
It looks like you're establishing on a course 250, confirm?
Negative, we are established on 263 with the offset Alpaca 30.
Okay, you're 1.5 miles north of the center line.
Oh.
on the INS.
Uh-oh.
My fault. Alpaca 30, I'll connect to it now.
And Alpaca 30, contact tower
Someone's
118.
slightly overshot the centre line. No big deal.
Tower 118 decimal 10, Alpaca 30.
Well, parking stands aren't loading.
Alpaca 170, you can fly heading 120, climb 6,000 feet.
120, climbing 6,000, Alpaca 170.
Someone gone around, or is that the person that shot the overshot the centre line slightly? No biggie.
Alpaca 7 X-ray, request for descent. Alpaca 7 X-ray, according to STAR, 3,500 feet. QNH 995. 3,500 feet, QNH 995, Alpaca 7 X-ray.
Good.
Alpaca 007 X-ray, via Ardell transition, clear ILS approach.
Ardell, oh, looking good.
After which inspection, clear ILS 25? You're next to waypoint, Ardell. Okay, after, that would be Ardell, clear ILS 25, Alpaca 007 X-ray.
Cool. Approach checklist.
Alpaca 7 X-ray, report speed.
187, 187. Range rings we have in. Runway 25.
182 knots now.
So yeah, 7,000 feet. Look, we're just complying with the restriction. That will put us slightly high. So to comply with that, we're going to put our speed back.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, speed 220 knots or less.
Reducing speed 220 knots or less. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. I kind of did that instinctively because I don't want to get high.
Lima Papa, you can descend 5,000 feet. QNH 995.
So altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 995, Hector Castles, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Right, cool. So that's VNAV's going to continue descending. I want to go level change and just use a bit of speed brake. Because VNAV will dive and make our speed a little bit uncontrollable. Fixed rings are in for the approach. Bravo Delta's the ident for the ILS. Which checks. We've got Bravo Delta. Bravo Delta standbys are set. Inbound courses are set as well. Approach checklists. Now those instruments are set and cross-checked, approach aids are checked and set. Checks are all complete. So 220 speed brake, about 700 feet high. Distance to go, 20, 40, 60. 6,000. And we've got a bit of a tailwind here. So with this tailwind, you've got to be a bit careful. If you're going too fast, you can easily overshoot the extended centre line.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa via the Ardell transition, cleared ILS approach runway 25, report established.
Via the Ardell transition, cleared ILS Zulu 25 Wilco, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Right, so we've been cleared for the approach via the transition. That means we can descend with the procedure, but it's worth confirming with ATC that. So we're going to step down to 4,000. In reality, I'll be confirming that. I will confirm it in a second.
Left 080.
But if you've been cleared, you can step down accordingly.
Alpaca 621 border bridge.
So there's 4,000. We're going to go flap 1 now, because look at our ground speed. We've got a 33 knot headwind, so our ground speed is 260 knots. So you can really take into account, be careful with strong winds at a higher altitude.
180 knots. Cruise speed 180 knots, Alpaca 61.
Thousand to go.
Checked. So I'm going to go vertical speed now. Just set about 1,000 feet per minute. Speed's okay here.
All stations and frequency caution, there is high terrain north of the centre line of ILS. Strive not to cross the centre line.
Yeah, there's quite strong winds. So that's the issue, guys. You know, if you're not bringing the speed right back here, that wind from the south is going to push you well beyond the extended centre line, so you've got to be careful there. And as a professional controller, we didn't discuss the MSA in the briefing, but yes, look at this, very high terrain there. That is why the localizer is offset. Right, we can arm the approach. We've just got out quiet, it's just biting into the approach. Ah, okay, cancel approach. Climb 6,000 feet, just confirm the heading.
360, north for now.
Climb 6,000 feet, heading 360, Alpaca 5, Lima Papa. He's increased my workload, what on earth's going on? Right, 6,000 feet. We're a bit high for Togo, it won't work. Let's go 360. It will work in the in the ZIBO mod. So push Toga, go heading select, because that's going to give us a heading of 360. I'm not happy to do that turn straight away, I want to get a bit higher. He said turn heading 360. But I know there's high terrain there, so I just confirmed the heading with him. But we're above the MSA now, so I can do that. I can select flap 1. He's increased my work.
They do speed 180 knots.
And flaps up. Yeah, push Togo. It shouldn't work at this height, I'm pretty sure.
I need you to maintain the altitude I give you, 6,000 feet.
My altitude is 6,000 feet.
And we hand fly this.
Below minimum safe altitude.
I hope it didn't that just I don't know.
5 Lima Papa, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 270, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. So I'm hand flying and doing the RT. Very professional. Right, so we're just going to hand fly this onto this heading. As soon as we get out of choir, the speed window will open. And then we can bugger new speed. I'll ask him what was the reason for the delayed approach. There you go, out of choir, speed window's open, this is bug 220.
Yeah, transition to 3,500 feet and we'll report when established Alpaca 61.
Alpaca 7X, you're established.
Chaos.
Working on it. Alpaca
Contact tower 118.
Right, there we go. Out hold, command day, after takeoff, check this, condition pressurization 3 set.
Alpaca 170, turn left heading.
Then we do a PA to explain what happened with the missed approach.
360.
Confirm the fuel, that's the most important thing as well. So remember, we need 3 tons to we've got 4 tons. So we'll have a ton here. So we've got about 25 minutes of messing around here. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, what was the reason for the missed approach?
Traffic ahead of you, flying slow and not established on the island. You were too close to the preceding traffic.
Roger, we're ready for the approach whenever you are.
Yeah, we've got a bit of traffic as well. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, turn left heading 230.
Left heading 230, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Right, there's our heading. So we're going to get vectored back into the sequence here. And it's really important.
Everybody is having a bit of a struggle with the approach. I'm not sure why.
I think the reason is you've got quite a strong wind from the south, and it's pushing people through the localizer. Wind was around 40 knots, 200, so if they're not slowing down prior to that localizer turn, they're going to overshoot.
Yeah, that explains it, and that's also something why this it is a very special approach.
That's why we chose it.
Yeah.
Cool. So probably hasn't got a clue who we are. So yeah, maintain 6,000 feet on this heading. Keep an eye on the fuel because we don't know what's going to happen here. You know, I'd be asking. I'm going to let online on VATSIM here, give him a bit of a chance to sequence the other guys. But I'd be asking for an estimated approach time now because I want to know. Can I get in here? Because my alternate is very far away, Trondheim. I need to make sure. Jesus. Left heading 180, right. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Look at my workload going up. Yeah, well done with the speed brake. That is a big doo-doo. Yeah, so I did everything wrong except forget the speed brake, which was still out there. So don't forget to stow that. But that's what's.
I also need you to follow the RNAV.
The desktop simulator is so hard. I'm trying to do everything here at once. But yeah, give that speed brake. Make sure you disarm it. But yeah, as I was saying, fuel-wise, 3.9 now. You want to figure out how do I need to get to my alternate? Yeah, it's going around at minimums with 3 tons really. So yeah, we could probably do another approach, another go around, but then I'd kind of have to commit. What was that for us?
Climbing 6,000.
Oh, someone else is getting around 6,000 feet.
That's clear, I need more spacing on all of you, basically. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, turn left heading 160.
Left heading 160 degrees, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. So there's a heading coming in.
Alpaca 170, climb 6,000, turn right heading 050.
050.
Yeah, so yeah, the speed brake's a big no-no. I think I had it. Was it armed or was I had it extended on the approach? I have no idea. You see, in a desktop simulator, it's really hard to tell. At my approach, you physically have your hand on it whilst it's extended, so you know to stow it. It's really difficult to realise that it's out here. But yes, make sure, guys, prior to that base turn, you really bring that speed back.
Alpha 888. We are at station, descend 3,500 feet. Clear wireless, runway 25.
So just building so you can the FMC, just ring direct to the centre fix again, reselected the approach.
For Diana's into 25,
There we are.
Alpha 5 Lima Papa, left heading 130, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 994.
Left 130 degrees, and altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 994 hectopascals, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. So 5,000 feet, vertical speed 1,000 feet per minute, QNH now 994.
Alpaca 888, say speed.
1,000 to go.
speed 210.
Roger.
It is Dougal hurting people about it. It was. I think that's what happened to a few guys. If you haven't got 180 knots on base leg, you're going to go straight through there.
We're descending now.
It's going to go level change.
3,000 above flow 5.
People are struggling to get into
Yeah,
Bodø.
ended up a bit high here, but yeah, I think we'll make it. Otherwise, we will let you know.
Alpaca 170, turn right, heading 180.
Let's make a little base point here.
Right 180, Alpaca 170.
Built a little bit of an approach there. There's 5,000. Snapshot, it pops itself down the flight detent if you push above a set N1 in the centre. That is useful. In the 7.3, it doesn't. If you go around and you have it extended, it'll stay extended. And it's a common error on complex approaches when if you're high on approach, high energy approaches, people are trying to get down, so they've got the speed brake out, and all of a sudden, you know what, we've got to can this approach, we're too high. They go around and they leave the speed brake extended. It doesn't restow. Anyway, second approach, certainly entertaining. Yeah, we're in a good position here, so he'll hopefully turn us
Bodø approach Alpaca 824,
very soon.
160 on the steer thing on Mike 6 Delta. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, left heading 070.
Oh, left heading 070, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. So there's our little base leg.
Alpaca 170, descend 4,000 feet.
Well, not quite base.
Right,
More like downwind, not base.
Alpaca 170.
Alpaca 170, you can now descend 3,000
I could delete the waypoint I created, just route direct to CF25 now.
Alpaca 170.
It makes the shark clack when it auto stows to remind you. That's pretty useful.
Alpaca 888,
Yeah, so look at that, 30 knot. It's not even super strong. I remember turning base sometimes when I was training, and you had a 50 knot tailwind. You can really catch guys out who are inexperienced because they don't realise what their ground speed is.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, say speed.
Currently doing 205 knots, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, speed 180 knots, carrying you behind company traffic.
Reduce speed 180 knots, that's copied to Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Right, so, speed check flaps 1. It's going to give us 182, that's fine for us.
And Alpaca 824, Bodø approach. Alpaca 824. Alpaca 824, descend via star, flight level 990.
This is all very exciting.
Mike 6 Delta 290-824.
I have to double check in FCOM 2.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa,
If you push Toga, it's inhibited. I think it's 2,000 feet. Is that for me?
And Alpaca 170.
No. I can't remember. I think it's 2,000. I think above 2,000 doesn't work. I really can't remember. I should know. I have to double check that.
Say again, head in. Alpaca 170.
You returned for the ILS.
Ooh.
Alpaca 170, turn right,
left heading 290, clear ILS.
I think a lot of my colleagues are going to have to go speak to the chief pilot for some remedial training.
290. I'm report established on 25. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, left heading 350.
Left heading 350 degrees, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Ah, fiddly, fiddly.
Bodø approach Alpaca 01 with you, descending through...
With you,
Alpaca 01, turn at a right, heading 070, vector sign less than 25.
Just looking at Toga, because it's bugging me about...
right,
Because I just pressed it in the mod just to see if it worked, and it did, and I wasn't expecting it. At the height we're at.
7,000 feet now for Alpaca 0.
Automatic Toga.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, left heading 310 now, caution I lost radar contact with the facing aircraft. Might pop up again, but for now, main left heading 310, descend 4,000 feet, clear ILS approach, runway 25, report established.
Left heading 310 degrees, descend 4,000 feet on that heading, clear ILS 25. We'll keep a good lookouts. Alpaca 5, Lima Papa. So 4,000 checked vertical speed. I don't know why it was saying plus 600. 450. We're plenty low enough here, and arm approach. Otherwise, they'll go straight through the localizer. Quite far out here. So probably arm 4 lot first, and then we'll go back to approach. There we go. Localizer alive. Apparently.
Doesn't go.
Localizer capture. What have we captured here? Interesting. Is this the issue people are having? Because I've got localizer capture here, but we're going to go straight through it. Localizer capture, but we're going in a straight line. Come on, turn, 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 turn. Am I going to have to hand fly this? No, there we go. Well, that was very unusual. We had localizer capture on the FMA prior to it even being alive or anything. But we're now established on the localizer and approach as well. We'll just choose flap 1 for now. Yeah, now that wind's really come around from the south, so we've got a very strong headwind now. I've overshot the localizer slightly. Again,
Doesn't go.
that's not so much the wind now.
Pilot 31 November, would approach hello, no reported traffic.
The auto throttle go around mode is armed below 2,000 feet RA, so the auto throttle system there. I don't think Toga's inhibited then. Oh, I have to look that up. Yeah, fly directed go around is inhibited above 2,000 feet RA with flaps not up or glide slope captured, so it shouldn't have worked in the ZIBO mod. Right, glide slope capture. There's flap 5. Bring the speed back there, 12 miles. Oh look, I'm completely not concentrating at all. We should have engine anti-ice on. Too busy reading stuff in the background. Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, fully established ILS 25.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, contact tower 118.10.
11810 Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Thanks, Shell. Bye. 11810. Bodø Tower, hello, it's Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, fully established ILS 25 at 11 miles. Missed approach altitude, 4,500 feet.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, Bodø Tower, wind 180 degrees, 24 knots, runway 25, clear to land.
Runway 25, clear to land, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Alright, nice sporty wind. Look at that, so you can see how it's offset. We've got not only a strong wind from the left to deal with, you've got to then tidy yourself up on the centre line as well. Oh, look, we've got aircraft carriers again. I won't be landing on this one. We've got ships, aircraft carriers, as tempting as that is. They seem to be following around in X-Plane 11. So, surface wind, I think you said, was 180, 24, so below limits. But it's very difficult when you disconnect. You've got to obviously make a right turn to get onto the centre line, but don't let that wind push you, in this case, further south, because you could easily overshoot the centre line. So you keep going there to the missed approach point, which is at 1.1 DME, ML25. When you're at 1.1, then you can kind of fix it. Yeah, but you could do it a little bit early if you wish. But yes, we'll see how we get on. Dougal, no pressure skipper, being recorded. Fantastic. Do it. Bit of banter about the aircraft carrier again. Nah, well, I lie, guys. Well, where are you going, Alpaca Flylu Papa? Oh, yeah, just a touch and go. I've already done one go around today.
Do you want the orbit at present position due to landing traffic or continue extended downwind?
We'll continue the extended downwind, but in from Macau.
I think we can figure about 5 miles here. Andrew Sinclair, it's an offset ILS, correct. 10 degrees offset. Even though, you see, we're actually tracking this direction, but when we do a little fly past, look, you can see the wind's pushing us as well, so we are heading in this direction. Right, let's go gear down, flap 15. Only checks the flap start switch is continuous. Recall is checked, speed brake, arm green light, landing gear, down 3 green, order brake is set to 3, holding flap 30. Let's just add about plus 10, keep it nice in the window here. What is that aircraft carrier? Look, it's like he's positioned himself. How tempting is that? It's like, come on, come to land. Right, flaps 30 green light, lights are on, checks complete. So carry on down for now. Remember, it's a steep approach. Oh god, the runway, I said disable contour lines. Look how higgledy-piggledy it is. Oh dear. Right, anyway, let's see how we can go. Jamini, I thought you use flap 1 when you go Toga. If your engine's failed, you go straight to flap 1. But for the 7.3, you go to flap 15. But if you have a higher flap setting, you just leave the configuration there. Right, I think it's safe to disconnect now. Disconnect autopilot, auto throttle. I'm going to recycle the flight directors because I'm not going to really be following them. Oh. And back on again. This is what is really high in the Distock simulator. What are my pappies there? Is that 4 whites? Yes, it is a bit high here, so I need to fix that. A little bit higher rate of descent there. It should be much higher than that. So I'm not looking at the glide slope now. I'm just looking at the pappies. God, it's windy here. 3 whites.
Approaching 25.
Checked. Back on profile, speed's okay. A little bit overshot with that wind, but we'll fix that now. 3 whites descending. It's not easy today, guys. You did well. 2 whites, 2 reds. Checked. Ignore the glide slope. Look, it doesn't put you anywhere near the profile. Push the glide slope inhibit. All sorts going on there. Speed's a tad low. 3 whites. Keep descending. There we go. Back on profile. Disregard. I've been pushing that as well to inhibit it, shut it up. Looking good. Tad high, but 4 whites not good. It's very close to the threshold at this point. Check. Close. A little bit of right rudder. Come on, where is that runway? Minus 138. Acceptable. Oh, don't forget that aileron into wind though. Speed breaks up. And there's reverses 75%, 100 knots. Keep that aileron into wind, otherwise that wing will come up. That's checked. There's 60 knots, idle reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bodø. We've made it.
Alpaca 7 X-ray, do you hear me?
Someone's got a stuck mic. I think that is that you again, Dad. Right, reversers are stowed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bodø. Alpaca 5, Lima Papa, vacated Bravo. Hello?
Alpaca 5, Lima Papa Roger, contact
oh dear.
ground on frequency 11.75.
11.7 Alpaca 5, Lima Papa, bye.
Papa Uniform Echo, wind 180
I've got a different frequency for ground, 1 to 175 on here.
On the go, join the right hand pattern.
Is that what he said?
500 feet or below.
disregard over 25.
It says here that's Alpaca ground. This is ground here. Let's try this. Bodø ground, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, vacating runway 25 at Bravo.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, Bodø ground, good evening, straight ahead there, Charlie, stand of choice.
Charlie standard choice, Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. Well, I don't have any of the charts, annoyingly.
Alpaca 5 Lima Papa, if I may please, but that was a nice landing, mate.
Oh, thanks.
No problem, mate.
So, yeah, I don't have...
Is there some sort of group flight, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it's a group flight.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Whee. Banter galore. So yeah, I think where Charlie is, what I'm going to do is go next to EasyJet. Not even knowing where I'm going here. I'm going to go here. See, there's a little stand, because I don't think any of this is correct. I wasn't even concentrating where I'm going, because I don't have any charts which work. I'll tell him it's me. And Bodø, if you are interested, it'll be on the Flight Data Sim YouTube channel later if you want to hear your lovely voice.
What's the channel's name?
Flight Data Sim, I run it.
Put that via text, thank you.
See, not everyone's heard of me. And in the world of desktop simulation. Right, I'm gonna park here. I even know it's a taxiway. And what I want to.
Highly recommend it.
Thank
Give
you.
me the channel's name and I'll look it up.
Parking brake is set. Right.
Flight deck 2. Hold on. String my plate.
Yeah, you're not that famous. Right, APU started. I've no idea what stand this is, or if it even is a stand. It's basically a taxiway out of here. What I'm going to do is go into this little loop here. Actually, do this a bit more properly. Mediocre. Yeah, exactly. I'm a mediocre live streamer. Stephen Jacobson. What? Yes. You don't know who I am. Anyway, gets it out there a bit more. Right, anyway, I should do the taxi inflow. APU's booting up. I'm just going to go into this massive circle here. And I want to watch one more person land. Let's watch Alpaca 01. Who was Cadence. Get the parking brake set. Where is that APU? There it is. Right, do the rest of the tidy up. Which would be done by my first officer. Where the radar is there. 2 blues, 1 red. There we are. Let's shut our edges down. Water brake 2 off. Yeah, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. Another successful group flight completed. Just in time to watch positive rate land it in. Oh, let's see how he is on the centre line. Very good. Overshot slightly. Keep it coming down. That was actually really challenging, guys. Like, credit to you for getting it on the ground. Not easy conditions at all. Oh. He seems to have stopped. What's going on? Icefire parking seems a bit chaotic. Yeah, tell me about it. Look at this. There's aircraft everywhere. I mean, look, I didn't go anywhere near far forward enough. Oh, we've got a little Cessna in the circuit as well. Ah, okay. Here we go. Get on that centre line. Ooh, that runway's definitely not flat either. Oh, I think he's landed in his sim. Wingtip, scrape. Get that aileron into wind. He's down. Oh, and he's frozen. There we are. There we are. Bit of lag. A little Cessna crabbing in afterwards as well. Oh no, not a Seneca. A Cessna. It looks like some sort of twin. But oh, no pressure cadence, but just to get it back on the runway. There we go. We've made it. Awesome stuff. Right. Anyway, let's all jump back into the old Alpaca 5 Lima Papa. And what we'll do, guys, I will call that a day on the VATSIM network. We'll watch the replay, and we'll go from there. Robert, okay, you managed to record my landing. It probably looks like that to other users, I don't know, but it wasn't too bad. But you see how, after I touched down, that wing wanted to rise. That's one of the great benefits of X-Plane 11 and the handling characteristics of an aircraft on the runway. It's very easy to let a wing drop in strong crosswind conditions because you're using that rudder that's forcing the wing round, and it wants to lift up, so you really have to put that aileron into wind. You saw how I was delayed with that. The wing came up, was like, oh yeah, get the aileron into wind, and it keeps the wings level. So it's how it always... that's how you want to kind of approach that there. But yes, thank you very much, guys. I will now log off the VATSIM network here. There we go, disconnected. Sweet. So let's have a look at the replay. There we are. 3 hours. There's only a 3 hours stream, but the flight time was hardly that. Very long flight there. So yeah, you can see. Look, there I was tidying myself up on the centre line. Slightly overshot it. And I got a little bit high early on, but that's because I was fiddling with the flight directives, trying to recycle them in case we go around, and also I got to 4 whites. But you know, if you find yourself in that position, you know, tidy it up quickly. Don't ram the nose down. As long as you're stable for the landing gate, continue the approach. So yeah, we've had a lot of strong crosswinds in streams the last few months as well. It's been rather challenging. So here we are coming over the threshold. Bit low. Here comes the rudder. There's a little bit right of centre line. A little bit of crap still when I touch down, but that's acceptable. You see that? Look. See how? Look at that. When I had the ailerons neutral, and look at this point here. I'll put it in like slow motion. Look how the wing's rising. There's me putting the aileron into wind to get the wing back down. Got to be really careful of that because you can see, look, the pod gets quite scrambled. So there's the aileron going in. Look, woof, puts the wheels back in, and then you want to keep the aileron into wind. So look at that back in normal speed. There's the rudder coming in. Wing wants to rise, so aileron into wind. Oh, aileron, keep that wing down. Boom. Once you got all 3 wheels down, I don't think the runway's quite like that in real life either. It's a little bit less knobbly. Let's have a look from the touchdown zone here. So there's the crab slin. There comes the rudder. Touchdown, touchdown. Wing rises, aileron into wind. Get that wing back down, and then continue the landing rollout. Really, really cool. Dot Wallop, yeah, I have to have a bit of a shout out of him for coordinating all of this earlier in Oslo, so massive thanks to you. I don't have Twitch or anything, Dot Wallop, but I'll make sure I subscribe to your YouTube equivalent and keep an eye on your content. I'm sure you'd like to get jumped involved in any more of these group flights we do monthly, but thank you very much for all your service. Guys, again, thank you all for your continued support as well on the channel. You know, I say this every month, I think, but you must be getting sick and tired of it, but I do really appreciate the continued support, and I hope the members' flight sort of satisfies your requirement or continued remuneration, I should say. But I'm always lost for words when I say thanks to you guys. I never know what to say, but no, I do appreciate it all, and I hope the Discord and the members group flights satisfies your continued membership, and I'm always thinking of ways to continue providing a suitable service in return. So yeah, I'm going to stop blaring on because I never know what to say. Next flight, live stream. Let me get my sims out of the way, as I was saying earlier. And then we'll look at doing another live stream in something else. But again, stay safe, stay coronavirus free. I hope this all blows over soon, and I can continue to a bit of normalness in my life outside of Civic. But hey ho, what can we do? Guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll catch up with you later on Discord, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye bye for now.